Good morning, everyone present there. I am Lubdhit Chahar, undergraduate second year student from Rajasthan Technical University pursuing an electrical branch. So, today's my topic is bridging the gap, overcoming technical, economic, and policy barrier in energy transitions. Coming to the agenda, topics we will be covered today are the introduction, what is the energy transition, what are the barriers like technical, economic, and policies barriers which comes in, where challenges come in our path, the four pillar framework followed by our solution and the way forward for it. So the global landscape is going through the biggest transformation in our history. Our world is rapidly moving from fossil fuel based centralized power plant to clean and distributed renewable energy systems. Right? But this transition is not simple as like replacing coal plants with the solar panels and wind turbines. Energy transition is a socio-technical economic problem. It's not only technical challenges, but there are also economic and policy barriers which comes in our path. So to understand the next, come to the next slide. To understand the urgency, we need 5,500 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2030, but the current realistic pipeline is only 3,800 gigawatt, meaning we are 1,700 gigawatt short. Financially, 1.6 to 1.9 trillion dollar investment is required every year, but the actual investment last 2024 was only uh, 0.91 trillion dollar. So currently, we are 42% behind on the renewable capacity and 45% behind on finance. So this clearly shows that needs a faster action for this. Uh, Energy transition. The, the current energy transition includes widespread adoption of solar PV and wind energy, growing use of power, electronics, and energy storage. However, the emerging challenges are variability in the renewable output, grid stability issues, investment uncertainty. The interlock barrier. The biggest realization in this research is that economic, and policy barrier are not separate. They are interconnected. A technical challenge increases the economic risk, and the economic risk becomes worse when the policies are unclear. So, therefore, solving the barrier individually will never be enough. We need a system level approach for that. So, let's look at the technical barrier first. The variability of solar and wind creates well-known duck curve, but the forecast now shows that by 2035 we will may enter the deeper Cannon curve, where grid balance become more difficult. For example, you see the California's ISO's forecast shows a 48 gigawatt ramp needed between the 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. For balancing. Where there is a lack of system inertia and curtailment is already common. Rajasthan, you can see, is like 21.4% of solar curtailment in 2024. Economically, the biggest challenge is high upfront investment in the infrastructure, solar storage systems, and grid modernization. Investors hesitate because renewable returns are long term and unpredictable. Market risk increases when the policies change frequently or when the low cost fossil fuel continue to dominate the financial decisions. So, policy is the foundation of everything, and currently it is the weakest link. The policies in many countries are short term, inconsistent, and slow to update as compared to technology progress. There are no unified market design for the flexibility services, no clear guidance for storage and hybrid systems. And the energy government is fragmented across the different departments. So integrated challenge view. So When we combine all the domains, we clearly see the technical challenges rise the technical challenge raise the economic risk become worse when the policies are unclear. And the third, developers hesitate to invest due to uncertainty, which we discussed earlier. That's why the energy transition required a system thinking approach, not fragmented solutions. So to bridge to, to bridge these gaps, we propose a four-player action framework, uh, in which the first is advanced grid modernization, second, innovation and financing and investment mechanism, third, supportive policy and regulatory instrument, last, cross-sector collaboration across the energy and industry and research. These pillars are interconnected and must progress together, not in isolation. So, technical intervention improvement we can do in technical are the smart grid deployment, advanced power electronics and grid forming inverters, integrating of battery storage and demand side flexibility, and AI-based forecasting and digital twin for planning. These measures increase the reliability and stability and resilience. To the next slide, economic and financing solutions. Economically, financing model must evolve beyond the simple subsidies. Innovation includes public and private partnership in the investment and economic risk, green bonds and blended finance, investment is sharing frameworks, policy and government instrument. Policy must shift from controlling the industry to enabling the innovation. The modern policy should include technology neutral long-term renewable targets, regulatory sandboxes for experimentations, clear storage and hybrid project standards, and last, integrated planning among the energy transport and industry sectors. Policy stability ultimately builds the investor confidence. The, the role of digitalization. Digitalization is the backbone of the future power sector. With the help of AI and digital twin grid, the operator can predict the demand more accurately, reduce the curtailment, optimize the assets, and increase the cyber resilience. And it does not replace the infrastructure, but it enhances it. So way forward for the next 5 years, for it is the transition planning must become the system based rather than the project based planning. Flexibility and resilience should be treated as the core grid services, not as the side features. Technology timelines, investment timelines, and the policy timeline must be aligned together, and a strong collaboration with the academia, industries, and policymakers is essential. The future research direction, integrated modeling of technical economic policies, the market mechanism for flexibility and resilience valuation, and transition pathway for developing economy. So, conclusion to conclude, the energy transition is not only about installing the renewables, it's about building a stable, affordable, and sustainable energy ecosystem. The barrier we discussed about, like technical, economic, and policies, the technical, uh, the barriers we discussed above can be approached with a multi-dimensional approach, which will make which will which can successfully bridge our problem. Uh, Hello. Uh, Thank you for that. Thank you for all listening, and I look forward for your questions and discussions.
Thank you very much, Lubdhit. We probably have time for one quick question if anyone has a question for Lubdhit.
Thank you very much for that. It's Janet Stevenson here. You're doing this research based at an Indian university, and I'm wondering whether you're applying this to the energy situation and the energy transition in India, and if so, if you're getting any insights from that.
Sorry, ma'am, can you please repeat for that?
Are you applying your work to the energy transition in India?
Yes, ma'am, I'm looking forward for that because my interest in energy transition has been little more. Uh, I contributed my time for that. I just got my knowledge for green energy, carbon emissions, and then I got to like energy transition will be more uh, important and curious topic about for that.